Right, on this video we will learn some C++ basic here. So when you gotta do printing a string to a console, you can do it like this. This is the main example from its default, from the Visual Studio default. You can do, let's do it from the beginning. std go code and hello world, and you can start doing it like this, and then you start the application. And as you can see, wait a minute, it doesn't record the console here. Hold up, I got the debug. Okay, the debug itself doesn't show its output, so we gotta do move by recording the whole screen capture, display capture. All right, okay, this is our main display, so we can see here when we start the program, it immediately says what we says here. Now how do we do some math, like 1 plus 1, like that, but we will need to define a variable. For instance, this is an automatic variable, so you can just create auto sum, and the value of sum is 1 plus 1. So you gotta print it like this: std out and sum, but here it should be an integer. I don't know if it's directly parsing this sum value into a variable, into a string. Let's just see. Okay, it immediately convert it to string, so we can see here is 2. What if we gotta do 1 divided by 1, we can just write it like that. Okay, now it says 1. What if 1 multiplied by 67? The result should be 67, right? So as we can see, it's coming up as 67. Okay, let's try to do a manual way. If this is a float, so it's 6.7 float, and let's just try to write do and sum. Okay, what is the value of the result? Okay, it's 13.4. Let's just close this. That is a simple mathematic in C++. And now what you gotta do is learn how to create a function. This is the main entry point. This is the entry point. Entry point is where all the shit is being executed. So you gotta write a new function to make it better. Like, to create a new function, you can use keyword void. Probably void calculate. Alright, so we can do it like this: float a and float b, and inside the block, inside the function, we can do like a multiple, where is multiple is a, multiple b, and then we can just do the count here, std count. Okay, contours val equal count val. Okay, as we can see here, it is okay, the identifier is wrong. Yeah, you know why is it wrong, the identifier here? So we gotta convert the value of val into a string. But you gotta include the string here, so you can use the std to string. Okay. Okay, for the identifier std code, the problem here. Okay, so I was assuming the wrong thing. What if we doesn't convert? Okay, it's probably fine if we doesn't convert the value. Okay, as we can see, there is nothing because it doesn't being called in the entry point. So in the entry point, we should call the calculate, but we need to assign the value. So auto num and the number is from user input. For an example, you can do something like this. Yeah, let's just assign a value 0 to it, and std sin and num. Okay, and we can copy this to num1 and num1. So num1. Okay, just like that, and we can try running the program again. And now it is asking for what we didn't print anything for the asking question. For instance, we can do 10 multiplied by 5, so it should say 50. All right, it says 50 here, but there is nothing it says to input the value, so we can do it like this: std code. We can just say verse value, and we gotta do an end line by giving it std end line endl. Okay, like that. So the second one, we gotta add it here, second value. Okay, if we run it again, it will now as the first value 10 multiplied by 6. This is 60. All right, this is a simple mathematic in C++. Now what if we will do something better, like doing some pointer shit? Maybe you have a variable of integer, and the name of the variable is num, and the value of num is 35, right? So the num value is 35, and what is address of that num? We can do it like this, and num, all right, auto val num and num, like that. So this auto, we will see, okay, it give it a variable val, so we can do maybe intptr, right? And now num just cast it to intptr. Nope. Wait. intptr. Nope. Hold up, I forgot what is the real, or maybe it's just give it auto, right? And now let's try to print it into the console. And val. Okay, let's see what's the value it gave. Okay, now it's giving us the address of this variable, 4 zeros. Okay, so how do we read this value? It's not like that. We can do it like, let's open notepad. So let's try to copy it here. Okay, so this is the address, right? This is the address. So you got to read it like this. You can't skip those 40 value and turn it like become like this. So the address is this, the hex address, if I'm not mistaken. But if I'm mistaken, you can correct in the comment below. Right, so this is the address of this number variable. It's the pointer. Okay, what if we do it like this? So we got the num, the val, it is the pointer of num. Okay, so we do in num1 and give it a value of val, but here we do it like this. Oh, no, wait a minute, I forgot